Hello and welcome to Hitman 2, but I can only use a fish. The rules are quite simple. I can pick up weapons, but I cannot use them to kill anyone. I can kill people and use disguises, but I try my best not to. I wear the futo suit during the entire playthrough for no particular reason, I just like the way it looks. I do end up equipping a lockpick. If that bothers you, don't worry, I never end up finding it. I did end up playing the first mission on Master Difficulty. This will not persist through the entire video. I don't actually know the Hitman maps very well. I start the mission by immediately getting rid of my illegal weaponry. This is a fish only run. I will not be needing those. I then come over to this area to look for my lockpick, but never find it. After spending far more time than I'd like to admit looking for the lockpick, I start finally heading for the house.
Satellite scans were inconclusive.
I then go on this pipe and make it onto the balcony on the first try. After that, I put some vitamins in the drink so that it becomes a bit healthier. Once I've done that, I clear the security camera footage because I may or may not have been caught in it once or twice. After I do all that, the real game could finally begin. I walk down the steps when nobody's looking and hide behind a couch. After a few seconds, the guy starts to feel the effects of the vitamins. I then lead my target's guard out with the coin. And when no one's looking, I hit my target with the fish. I then go over to deal with their less than competent henchman. Once I've done that, I make sure the guy who took his vitamins was feeling okay. You can't actually kill anyone with the fish, so I do have to snap their neck afterwards, but I still knock them out with it. Some random guard that I knock out with the fish. I then escape without being seen. Ignore the combat thing on top. Here are the end stats to prove that I only killed my target and nobody else. Alright, that's the first mission done. On to Miami. My loadout pretty much stays the same. The only notable difference is that I'm playing on professional difficulty this time. Jumping straight into it, we immediately get rid of our illegal weaponry because, again, we will not be needing that. This is a fish only run. We get past the frisk no problem because we know better than to carry illegal weaponry on us. After being frisked, I head to the bathroom to pick up my lockpick. I then somehow end up in the announcing area. I'm not 100% sure how. I then deal with the two announcers accordingly. After that, I completely ignore a crowbar that I definitely will be needing. I then proceed to take out this person trying to fix the elevator.
It's me. I'm here now, ready to meet up with Sierra Knox over at the hotel. Yeah, after the race. I just gotta pick up the documents from my van, but I had to knock out a guy and steal his flamingo outfit.
Ironic.
Now I can't find my car keys. Yeah, I know it's dumb.
As you more than likely can probably guess, I end up knocking this guy out, taking his clothing, and hiding him away somewhere. I come over here to take out the original guy in the flamingo suit, who appears to be getting help.
What are you doing? I know karate.
Her karate skills did not help her. I hide the bodies and now I'm off to go find those documents that guy was talking about. I use the car keys that I found to locate the van. It's at this point where I finally realize that I actually need the crowbar. So I end up running all the way back there and grabbing the crowbar. I then use the crowbar to open up the van. I don't actually end up using these documents, but don't worry, I still killed the lady in the flamingo suit. After that, I find my target and ready my fish.
Oh.
I end up killing her in broad daylight because she was taking too long to get to a secluded area. I then headed to the medical center to change my disguise. I put this guy in the freezer to keep him warm. I'm not 100% sure how, but the flamingo guy somehow respawned, so I dealt with him the only way I knew how. After that, I ended up crashing a meeting.
Hey! here, we talk about our issues. We don't just
Why talk when I can hit you with a fish?
Hang on, 47. Robert Knox's calendar shows a meeting with a Ted Mendez, a defense funding consultant with the US military. He must be related to that robot. Maybe you can find Mendez somewhere.
I am now on the search
Ted
for Mendez. I then find Ted Mendez and hit him with a fish, of course. I then switch into his clothing, and now it's time for my meeting with Robert Knox. Unfortunately, when I tried to hit Robert Knox with the fish, I accidentally snap his guard's neck. Though this technically isn't failing, it's very unfortunate. Regardless, we snap our second target's neck, and we're done with the mission. We then leave the mission to the same gate that we entered through. Miami is now complete, on to the next mission. Once again, my loadout stays pretty much the same. I once again get rid of my illegal weaponry because this is still a fish only run. There's a person in front of the access point, so we use a coin to lead him away. And we enter the area where our first target is. I take out the first target.
That is Andrea Martinez, the Delgado.
And we make our way into the compound to get to our second target. I ended up alerting the entire compound, and I just barely killed my target. While attempting to take out my next target's guard, I end up alerting everyone. My target attempts to run away and I start getting a bit worried. But the game then reminds me that my target is an old man. He doesn't run very fast. He goes down with little trouble. Once all that was done, I escaped through a helicopter. I take this random guy out just for good measure. Once that is done, the mission is now over and we can move on to the next one. I now begin to realize that my loadout stays pretty much the same throughout the rest of this playthrough, so I'm just gonna stop mentioning it. I load in and then immediately realize that I'm gonna have to find a new place to throw away my weaponry, because there are far too many people around, as you can see. So I go off and find a nice little spot to get rid of my illegal weaponry.
I don't think we'll have more luck with this new foreman. Miss Shah wants to meet him up here for a talk, but he hasn't even left his office yet.
Maybe he's busy making plans.
No. I think I accidentally scared him by telling him what she did to the guy who had the job before him. So my
I am
bet
now
is
on the
he's
search
hiding
for the
down there.
foreman. I find the foreman and deal with him the only way I know how. I then change into his clothing and put him in the freezer to keep him warm. And now I'm off to meet with my target. I then use my newfound powers as foreman to give this guy a break.
Take 5.
Thank you. My arms are about to fall off.
And talk to one of my target's guards.
I'm ready for my meeting with Miss Shah now.
Miss Shah's been waiting for this all day.
Well,
I then had
the
to sit through a
objective
pretty
is
boring speech.
find the root of the problem, work to get close to it, and then eradicate it.
I like your thinking.
I end up dying because I didn't plan this correctly. Fortunately, it was much easier the second time around.
Confirmed kill on Vanya Shaw.
I gain access to the building where my second target is located. I then knock one of the guards out and change into his clothes to get closer to my target. And I knock him down while he's on the phone.
Orders from above. Yeah, we are laying low for a while until everything goes well.
Holy! Wait!
The Maelstrom.
The game doesn't actually tell
Identification
you who your last
confirmed.
target is, so I spent an embarrassingly long time looking for him. But I did end up finding him, and I took him out, with the fish of course. I escaped through a boat this time, and we can now move on to the next mission. My loadout. We immediately start the run by getting rid of our illegal weaponry, as usual. I then overhear something about an item being buried in this backyard.
Habitat behind the house. Have you?
No.
Oh, okay, great. It's just that, well, I saw one of those security people from Mr. Janice's house, and I'm pretty sure he was burying something back there. And I just figured since you guys seem to be, working together, you might know about it.
Can't say that I do.
Someone from Janus' security detail buried something in the frog habitat behind Cassidy's house.
That's it.
So I then ask the owner of this property if I can borrow his shovel. He says yes.
Helicopter.
I
near
grab the
local
shovel,
creek.
and I'm
The
now off to
lawsuit
find the buried
also
treasure.
mentions Nolan Cassidy. 47.
Only to find
I
out a
think
few
it would be
minutes later that the
beneficial to
treasure was
locate
kinda
the
lame.
unlawful surveillance mentioned in the lawsuit. Perhaps Nolan Cassidy's house would be a good place to start. A cigar box with a few cigars and a note inside.
I then take out my first target's nurse with the old coin trick. I then begin playing doctor. I then give my target and his guard a free checkup, out of the kindness of my heart.
Don't do that!
You took.
After locating my second target, I try to think of a strategic way I can take him out, but fail miserably, as usual. So I just resort to the usual killing him out in the open.
And that isn't...
My exit, unfortunately, is pretty
you make it sound
uneventful.
so easy.
There weren't any boats or choppers in sight. We dispose of our illegal weaponry for the last time because this is the last mission, and we begin making our way into the castle. I kill an unsuspecting waiter and take his disguise. But I ultimately end up deciding that this guy's outfit looks a bit cooler. So as usual, I ask him if I can borrow it. They always say yes.
It's our best left
I find my
unanswered.
first
Don't
target
you
and
agree?
deal with him with the fish.
No, no! Don't do that!
And I exit the mission in a boring way. You might be asking yourself, where's the second target? And to that I say, I'm not entirely sure. I'm pretty sure I lost the footage. I'm sorry, you're just gonna have to trust that I killed them with the fish. And on that note, that is the end of the video. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed, leave a comment telling me what you thought about the video, and thank you for watching.